Hello everyone, I'm Pengyu Kelly. Welcome to my Illusion of Life Folio1 presentation. My IOL project is developed based on my PPP and Studio 3 game project. I plan to refine my project visual and gameplay and explore some potential and interesting gameplay mechanics. Initially, I concentrated on using particle effects and shaders to enhance the environment and achieve my invention narrative atmosphere. Later, I focused more on creating smooth pixel animation loops and experimenting with ways to break the fourth wall in gameplay and visuals. These iterations in both directions are improve my projects. Throughout this process, I encountered many challenges. I'm not skilled with creating particle effects and lack coding knowledge, so I searched for the tutorials and learned basics. However, since I have previously practiced pixel animation design in Aspect during CPS, I felt more relaxed about challenges in animation. At first, I planned to use VFX particles and shaders to represent memories, particles, or some emotional elements, so I studied tutorials on these principles in Unity. As my initial attempts, I created this effect ball, which can change shape by controlling the float parameter. During this process, I gradually gained an understanding of some pipeline connections and knowledge in VFX creation. In week 2, I found Steve Kimber's unnamed work on the Loop the Loop website. It features a looped animation of his pixel characters moving, which inspired me about to create my characters' animation assets. I tried various loops ways for the characters design in my Studio 3, including idle, movement, looking around, and floating. I also created a loop animation for the environment of the game scene. Throughout this process, I focus on the playback frame rates of characters and objects and the sense of force conveyed by their motion interior. I kept developing my first week's work and experimented with VFX effects by altering particle positions, so I can use a target to control the floating particles. This approach achieves some of the special effects I have mentioned before, whether simulating schools of fish moving in the ocean or accompanying with monsters' movement. Additionally, I also explore pixelated image shaders. I plan to apply these particle effects with my previous techniques to my game, adding pixel-based special effects. Based on last week's loops animation, I further refined and created the character's magic effects and the monster's appears animation, creating the movement feel smoother. The animatic short series Pixel Film 00 by Yellow Animation has influenced my approach to pixel animation, voiceovers, and storyline development. The absurdly humorous style significantly enhanced the narrative capability of the animation. So I created pixel animation of a giraffe and cars and choose 3 sounds, which is the traffic noise, archery, and impact. I focus on adding interest and narrative purpose to the pixel animation under the fixed camera while incorporating humorous and sound effects. This experience taught me how to design humorous voiceovers for animations or performances, enhancing dramatic or target effects in specific situations. In week 5, our theme is metamorphosis. I think it's a great chance to do my project by implementing the meta experience effects. My keyword was in-game and out-game, inspired by the game One Shot by Future Cat LLC, where characters can escape the computer screen. I believe creating such a performances will offer players a very unique experience. The code principles for achieving these effects is similar to creating a desktop path, involving using user DLL to controlling their interface and making all pixels with a black color transparent. Players can still interact with desktop applications during the game while designing this experience and visual presentation create a weird sense of horror, like somebody is hacking your computer and breaking the fourth wall. This will also be my main focus in my IOL Folio2. Due to the shift in my creative direction, I transitioned from focusing on dynamic rendering with particle effects to using 2D pixel particle effects to represent the movement of environments and monsters. At the same time, I dedicate significant time to practicing the fluidity and impact of pixel animation, which has greatly enhanced my performances in Studio 3 assets design. More importantly, I discovered new creative ideas for the dramatic application of music and sound effects. Looking ahead, the most worthwhile area to explore is the interactive design of meta elements. This aligns with my current theme and introduces a new gaming experience. Through this 5 weeks of practice, now I have clarified my project goal to create a game challenge with traditional game systems, with each week's practice serving as a record of my technical growth. For the next 6 weeks, I will focus more on highlighting the visual and the interactive experience of meta elements. I plan to have 2 to 3 exceptional interactive experiences within the game, emphasizing the interaction between the in-game and the out-of-the-game environments, such as altering the game environment and storyline through the game files. Compared to Folio1, my Folio2 will be more focused on specific elements, which means that my final documentation and output will have a more cohesive effects. I will also dedicate more time to considering players' interaction within my game. Thank you for your watching. Goodbye.